Good question. Olympics in general, I was going to say before COVID hit, it was to meet other athletes of other sports, like especially from Team USA. It's just like a legendary team, and there's a lot of people I look up to, and I'm just inspired by athletes in general. So that was going to be really cool, I think, to be surrounded by people who are like-minded. I don't know if that's really going to be possible with COVID, so I'm obviously just really excited to bond more with the big U.S. climbing team and support each other while we're there.
Yeah. Do you have an athlete in mind if you had the chance to meet?
I mean, Simone Biles is like an absolute icon. Katie Ledecky also. I would have said Usain Bolt, but he's not doing this Olympics. I have so many, but those are probably my top three. Man, I've been getting this question a lot recently. I think I'm really proud of the team that has made, like the U.S. team especially. I think all of us are really excited to be representing the sport, and I think all of us are great role models and really want to show like where the sport can go and, how to be healthy and, fight for causes and like things like that while also climbing really hard. And so I think that's something that all of us will hopefully bring to the table, and especially with the Olympic platform, we'll hopefully be able to like elevate that. Honestly, with another 4, I guess it's only gonna be 3 years now, of speed specialists being able to just train speed. If I was trying to do lead and bouldering and speed, I think it would just be really hard to keep up. I think I am a good speed climber, but the people who will be dedicating themselves to make speed at the Olympics, I think will be only speed climbing. So I think it'd be really hard to keep up with them. So I debated it and was wondering about it, but I enjoy lead and bouldering more. I still love speed climbing, but I'll probably focus on more of the lead bouldering side. Looking at what's in front of me and thinking about that instead of trying to think about things that were coming up. I'd be like lead climbing and thinking about this truck's 3 clips up, and then I'd make a mistake where I was. And so like it helped a lot to just be focusing on what I was doing, because then I got less pumped and less frantic in general, because I wasn't as tired and wasn't panicking about this hard move that I was about to do. Yeah, so like kind of what I realized is I used to listen to music to block out anything, so I knew nothing. Like I didn't want to know if another competitor had topped anything, and then it would really panic me if I did find out that somebody topped. So I don't really listen to know if they topped or not, but kind of if they do, it's not a problem if I hear it, I guess. Where it used to like really stress me out to be like, oh, I have to top that climb now. But I basically realized that all the top World Cup climbers who I looked up to didn't listen to music, and they would use like any information that they could get in the crowd as an advantage. And so I was like, okay, I have to train myself out of this if I want to be like these guys. I guess the other one is that I know a lot of us watch each other in isolation and take warm-up tricks and stuff from each other. Like I noticed that both Vasa and Mika Mawem would go around and just touch a bunch of holds, like as their first step of their warm-up, like feet on the ground, like touching them and like holding them in different positions, not really even weighting them that much, maybe shifting their weight around on them. And so I started doing that, and I love it. And now like almost everybody on the US team does it. I don't think I started it, but like then, we just all noticed separately that people were doing that. And so like all of us do that now.
Oh, that's
as
really
like
cool.
First stage warm-up. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like almost so you can recognize what a hold will be like before you come out of isolation. Is that kind of the idea behind it?
It's kind of that. It's kind of like, getting familiar with more and more hold types. It's also just like warming up your fingers, like in the slightest way. And warming up your skin, I think, is a big one. Like if your skin's really painful, if you can touch a bunch of holds first, you kind of forget that your skin's painful. I honestly love like big pull through moves. So like your hands are kind of far apart, and you have a high foot, and you have to jump as far as you can, like to the next hold. That's like one of my favorite moves probably to do. I love dynos also. I think they're fun, but they're not like what I'm doing every day by any means. And then I also really like no hand slabs, actually.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So getting into
kind of complete opposite.
It's literally complete opposite. Is that just a drill that you started doing, no hands, and then you just found out that you really like it, or how'd you?
It's just like the type of slab movement I enjoy, where you're just like having to trust a foot and like stand up on it and stuff. I don't love slabs where you have to get into really weird positions. And so those are usually really straightforward. You're really standing straight, and it's all about like shifting your weight back and forth. And so I think I just enjoy that type of movement better.
It's really cool. I've been able to do that on a V0. I imagine you can do a little bit better than that.
Well, honestly, if it's set as a no hands, it's usually a little different. Things that are like not set for no hands, they can always be really hard. I mean, honestly, like having a support system is huge. Like my parents are really supportive. And I think that's partially why I was able to do that for so long. But honestly, it makes such a big difference to have somebody who's just in your corner. I think you have to provide a lot of motivation for yourself, as well as expend a lot of energy planning and things like that when you don't have a coach. Like if something goes bad at a comp, you don't have somebody to talk to about it or like analyze it with, or your training plan, things like that. Or if you go into the gym and are unmotivated, like there's not somebody there to motivate you. So a lot of that has to come from yourself. So I think it teaches you a ton, and I think it gives you like a really good like attitude, I guess. But it definitely is really nice to have somebody now who is like completely in my corner, who I can even if I have like a good session, I can just brag to and be like, man, I did this climb today. And it's like, it's just like really nice to have somebody who actually like who cares about those things and is dedicated to my performance, who's not just me. Yeah, my advice for them would be like look at social media, talk to people at the gym. Like if you see somebody doing something cool, be like, oh, why are you doing that? Like why is that helpful? Things like that. Like I learned a bunch from just talking to other people and looking at the internet basically and seeing what other people were doing who were around my same level and using that to improve. So like really taking any free resources you can, or even if you're just climbing with somebody, just doing what they're doing for the day. That's something I've seen a lot of pros do. Like somebody who really impressed me was Sean McCall once, who is, a all-time World Cup climber. Like we were at the gym and I was like, oh, what are you doing today? He's like, oh, what are you doing? I'll just follow you. And I was like, wait, really? So he just like did my workout with me the whole day. And then he like learned a bunch from me. And by him doing it with me, I learned a bunch from him too. So it was really cool.
Thank you, Kyra, so much for joining me. I really enjoyed our interview and I'm super excited to watch you perform at the Olympics. I know you're gonna do amazing. If you wanna know more about Kyra Condie, I also made a video of highlighting just a little bit more about her. She's done a lot of interviews with a lot of different companies in the past. So I did a bunch of research and put together a video for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you everyone for joining me. Be safe and enjoy climbing.